Hey, you guys. Hello. Hello. Sounds done.
This could get really interesting right now.
Sure could.
Our
Sounds
guest
done.
is
Can't
giving
hear you.
us the hand signs to hang on for just one moment here. Okay,
Guys.
let's.
I think he can't
Hey.
hear us.
Oh, maybe he can't hear us. Maybe that's the problem. So we will work on getting that resolved here as quickly as possible. Yeah, he can't hear us.
Okay.
So Mr. James in the background, our special guest, can't hear us, and I'm sure that he
Here we
would
go.
like to
Now
hear us because
we're back.
we're delightful to listen to.
Yeah, we are great.
We're
All
delightful.
right. All right.
So
Now I got you.
all right, I hope that we get that resolved here for him pretty quick. So all right, so here's what we're doing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking right here. Welcome to the Renatus Jam. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. So, Mr. Snyder, first I got to ask you this question. Why didn't the jam happen last week?
I think that goes under new and exciting.
Oh, you want to put that under? Okay.
I don't know. Well, that's what we're doing, right? We were in Mexico.
Yes.
It was wonderful. We took a vacation for once,
We did.
and it was delightful.
As you can tell, I'm just a touch sun-kissed.
Yeah, me too.
Just a touch.
So I am a shade darker on the pale scale.
So you went from
So-
really pale
Yeah,
to
translucent.
just a little less really pale.
Did not see through. Yes.
Oh, man. It has been, I tell you what, our intent was to do a jam from Mexico, and we got caught up on Mexican time, and it didn't happen.
We were too busy waiting for food, I think, was most of it.
You know,
So-
that was a whole new experience for me, going out to eat
Oh,
and
shoot.
having that opportunity to enjoy company longer at a table.
Yes. Yeah, it was nice, though. You just can't go to dinner hungry. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that if you're going
It's
to
like
Mexico.
it's like when you go to the Cheesecake Factory here. Never go hungry. You'll
Yeah,
starve to death
you'll
before you get to the end of the
totally-
menu.
Totally will.
Those menus are so, they're like,
But it's, yeah, they are. But it was a wonderful trip. Our intentions were pure, but we did not. They did not happen. We were busy. We were having fun. We're
man,
having fun.
we
So,
got caught up. We were in Cozumel, which is an island, and we just got into the island culture, just laid
Oh,
back
for sure.
and
I wore
relaxed.
flip flops the whole time.
He did.
That's
the
never
entire
happened.
time.
I'm not a flip flop kind of guy. So
No more
Yeah.
jellyfish color for Matt. That's what Nicholas Hiller just said. That's funny.
thanks,
That's
Nicholas.
funny. And Richard Stock
Yeah.
said he can't hear us, so we're just going to ignore that comment and move on.
That sounds like a Richard problem, doesn't it? Nicholas can hear us.
That's right. He can hear us. Mr. Hiller's in. We're good to go. So, all right. Couple of things that are new and exciting. I'm sorry. I'm so out of the group. Mr. Snyder, what's new and exciting?
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Well, we have the 10-day that is wrapping up.
Oh, my goodness. And this has been another extraordinary 10-day challenge. We had more than, I think it was 110 people that started with us last Tuesday.
That's incredible.
And
That's cool.
And we haven't, not everybody has continued. A couple of people have dropped off. If you've been watching the videos, then you can still get caught up. If you fell behind and didn't watch the videos, then you'll have to wait for the next
So
one.
who dropped off?
Not it.
I'm kidding. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right. We're going to
All
come out here and publicly shame those people that have dropped off. We don't do that. That's not what we're about. But yeah, we do celebrate those people that have stuck with it, and we are going to have a whole new set of Renata Spartans to announce on our next Founders Live. So that, yeah, be
pretty cool.
looking forward to that. It's
Pretty
awesome.
cool. So do we have any? What are we up to? 6 time?
Actually, this is 5. This is number 5.
5 time.
So we will have the very first 5-time Renata Spartan,
Pretty cool.
as well as a slug of new 4-time, 3-time, 2-time, and first-time Spartans.
I still think whoever it is that does the most by nationals, I swear we should totally recognize that.
You know, maybe we'll get
Nationals.
them like one of those T-shirts that is just like a Spartan chest that they can wear.
Yeah. And the medals, we need to, like the Olympics, like hang them from their arms
yes.
and their neck.
Yeah, have all of them sitting around their neck, and it's probably going to be a her. I'm just saying the ladies have been much more Spartan worthy than the men
Stomping
have
it out,
been.
huh? They're making this happen.
So we'll have them just with their chest full of medals. And be
I like that.
Boom, baby.
But I like the Spartan T-shirt. I want one of those. That'd
You
be
want one
cool.
of those?
Yeah.
All right. I know where you can get one.
All right.
All right. So the 10-day challenge has been amazing, and we are having so much fun seeing all of the activity and accomplishment that people are having because of the challenge. So congratulations to those people that have stuck with it. There's one more day left. That's day number 10. And yeah, it's so cool. I love seeing those people that are out there creating new results in their life.
Me too.
It's awesome.
Me too, man. We have the
The last.
mega tour wrapping up.
The
here,
mega finale.
here
Here.
in
Here?
Salt Lake City.
In Salt Lake City, but also here in
Well,
our studio.
Not here.
Here.
It'll be right over there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It'll be just over here.
Yeah.
We actually moved to a new location inside of our own studio. I know that you guys can't tell. That's how magical our video team is. You guys can't tell we moved. We can tell.
They can't tell.
But you guys can't tell. So we're not here, but over there here
Yeah.
was where we're going to do the last mega reunion tour stop. And so for those of you who haven't had a chance to attend, talk to anyone who has. We've had thousands of people attend the mega reunion tour across the nation, and there has been one common theme in all of the comments that have come back, which is this is incredible.
Yeah. It's been really fun to see all of the markets that have had a mega tour and how they did. That sounded like a transformer, a mega tour. But
We've talked way too much about Transformers lately.
yes, we have. But yeah, it's fun to see how that market blows up.
Yeah.
Like it really catches fire after a mega
Yeah,
tour.
the
So,
activity that people start to create because they're like, oh, right, this is what live events used to feel like.
oh, I remember what this was like. Yeah.
Meeting people is actually really
It's
nice.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I was like a bit of an introvert. Still kind of am in many ways, I guess. But gosh, I go back to a live event, like in-person event, and
It brings you
it feels
back.
good,
Yeah.
right? Like it feels good. So I miss it. Anyways, it's good to see things becoming normal again, somewhat, right? I
Yeah.
mean, pretty much, as far as where we're at, things are normal, and it feels good. So
It does. So for any of you that haven't attended, this opportunity is the last stop that we've got for the Mega Reunion Tour. So it's here in Salt Lake City. It's actually here in Centerville, Utah, and it takes place March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The event on March 3rd is a Thursday evening introduction meeting, and Scott Rowe's going to be sharing his version of the epic presentation. And Bob was he is absolutely thrilled with the way that Scott presents the epic presentation,
yeah,
and you should totally see it. You should be there live. So if you can, join us live in studio and be a part of the audience, but don't come alone,
bring friends.
Bring friends and give them an opportunity to hear from the very best.
We also have nationals coming up.
Oh, buddy.
We didn't vacation hard enough to forget about that.
We did not vacation hard enough to forget about the national conference.
No.
It was funny. Right as we were getting started, Audrey came running in here and she goes, Jay, you got to make sure that you remind people exactly how they go through and register for the national conference. There's apparently been a little bit of a concern with the registration process. So when we originally designed the back office for event creation, we used the national conference as our event that we wanted to ensure the back office could handle, right? And so as part of that are multi-sessions, having many sessions to one event. So we've got our Thursday event, our Friday event, our Saturday event, and then we also have the awards banquet. So there's 4 different events or 4 different sessions that are all part of one event. So that being said, as you are going through to register for yourself, make sure that you click the session that has the dollar amount attached to it. That will automatically select all of the other sessions, and then you need to click the button underneath it that says add these to my registration. I think it just says add these or add this or something like that. In fact, I've got it pulled up right in front of me. I should be able to.
This is a more
add to
complex
list.
process than I've seen. I mean, I know a lot of people have just registered in their mind. Click. Okay, I did it. It's done.
Select the sessions, click add to list. And once you've added it to the list, you'll notice they move from the left side of the screen to the right like a basket. And that's when you know that you have the session selected and can complete your registration for the national conference.
Yep.
So that being said, Mr. Snyder.
Don't do it in your mind.
Don't just do it in your mind.
Do it for reals.
Yeah, do it on a computer. Push the buttons, make things happen.
Yep.
Why should people attend the national conference? What's so special about it?
Oh my gosh, man. I feel like a broken record when I start talking about the nationals because I've listed off so many of these things that I love. Yeah. Of course, we've talked about the lip sync video. I'm sure maybe many people haven't seen us talk about that, right? But that's the way that the nationals starts. Goosebumps, man. Just goosebumps.
Shut off all the lights.
Yeah.
Whole room goes dark.
Yep.
Just everybody waiting, pent up energy, and then all of the screens turn on at the same second.
Yes.
And the
first
music video
comes on, and it's just wonderful. So, and it's fun to see everybody's faces because, many of the people in the lip sync video are in the crowd, right? So, and they're seeing themselves in this spliced together video, and so it's really fun. And so I enjoy that. But the amount of knowledge and expertise and information, I'm kind of an information guy, so that's
you're an intellectual, huh?
That's what gets me, man.
Nice.
I love all of the information that comes from people who are experts in what they do and teaching us about. I mean, across the board marketing, right? Everything. Yeah. It's just it all gets covered, and I love that. And I particularly love hearing my dad speak. That's always fun for me.
Yeah.
So.
And we have the world's best MC coming to this conference.
I didn't know I was
MCing. Special
MCing.
Just for the. You're not MCing.
Oh, you said world's best.
Dude, don't make me come over there.
I'm teasing.
Don't make me come over
just
there.
kidding.
I know we're not in Mexico anymore, but.
No, yes, world's best MC, Mr. Jarita Stark.
That's it.
It's just
that's the last time you get away with that joke.
It's inside joke from Mexico, but the airline put that on his bags anyway. So, or his ticket. But, anyways, so.
Dude, people must think we're nuts.
They've got to. We are way too loose for this podcast. So, can you tell man. we've been riding scooters in Mexico for
so the national conference is really going to be 3 just training packed days. This is intended for any ICM who is serious about making the Renatus opportunity their opportunity. This is the event to attend, and what we're going to talk about is how to take your business from wherever you are to success. We're going to empower you with further tools, understanding, demonstrations, interactions, so that you'll have the opportunity to watch your belief in yourself and in the Renatus opportunity grow. That's the reason why we talk about the Renatus National, is where the business goes from your head to your heart, because you become surrounded by the emotion of the event and are able to see the power of the Renatus opportunity in action. So I can't say enough good things. Just like Matt, I feel like I repeat myself over and over because I'm so excited about what the national conference has done for me and what I've seen it do for thousands of other independent contracted marketers across the nation.
Yeah, I've watched it change lives because of the head to the heart thing and their whole mojo moving forward. Their whole energy is changed, and I mean, we've heard how many testimonials talk about that, but
how many times have you heard somebody walk out of the national conference and say something similar to, man, if I would have known it was going to be this good, I would have invited my team.
I knew that's what you were going to say too, because that's happened every single national.
Every single time.
Every national. It's like people come because they don't have the belief, they don't have the understanding of what it is beforehand. They get there, they go through this amazing experience, and then they get to the back end and they're like, crap, I wish everybody was here to see this with me, right? Like, so don't make that mistake. Bring the people you love with you. Bring your team. Bring anybody who wants to better their life and make more money marketing, right? Like that's really what it comes down to. So
I love that. If you know somebody who wants to better their life, there is no better event than the Renatus National Conference.
It's true.
What are the dates on that bad boy?
March, is it
31st
to the 2nd of April?
That is correct.
Yes.
And it's important to note that we are fast approaching the end of the early bird pricing.
Yeah. That was either the 7th or the 9th. What's today? Man, I am so...
Or the 3rd. It could be the 3rd.
Oh, yeah. That... I was kind of scrambling coming into this, so trying to get everything ready and everything done beforehand because I got a pile of work to take care of. So
March
apparently
3rd,
I can't leave for just a week and
not
just not have any consequences.
Right.
Yeah, so
consequences.
Yeah, consequences.
So as you attend the national conference or as you're getting registered, make sure that you buy your ticket as soon as possible. There's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is our early bird pricing expires March 3rd. That's March 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Daylight Savings Time, which is complicated. Don't wait that long. Get it now. Don't wait until March 3rd and then forget what time zone it is or whatever else and then get stuck and, maybe there's an internet outage in your area. I'm sorry. We can't help that. We have a cutoff because we have different responsibilities, different obligations to the event center to make sure that we are giving them counts. So we need you to register before March 3rd. So get registered now. Plus, there's assigned seating. If you want to sit with your group, if you want to sit by people love, care about, maybe are traveling with, then get registered now. We only have 500 seats that are assignable. All the rest are going to be first come, first serve each day. So, if you want to get an assigned seat and know where you're going to be sitting, get registered now. The last is the T-shirt.
Oh, yeah, there's only 500 of those puppies, too.
That's right.
Yeah, you better. If you want a T-shirt, which those things are...
This is maybe my favorite T-shirt that we've ever done.
Me too.
And I love Renata's T-shirts.
Me too. Yeah, I wear them a lot. So, yeah, I love them. But this is a cool T-shirt. So go get registered. That is bragging rights for all future of it. If you can wear a 2022 National Conference T-shirt to the team barbecue over the summer, you know what I mean? Like it's like it becomes a thing. It's just funny because every one of them does. But all right. Anyways, so
I tell you what. I can't say enough. Get registered now, and make sure that you join us at the national conference. It's going to be epic.
Yep.
It's going to be so cool.
The national will make you suck less. Says me.
Okay. I feel like we need to have a little disclaimer at the beginning of this. Renatus does not support or endorse any of the opinions or
any of my opinions.
The right turns that Matt likes to take during the show.
I just always love that. It's suck less. Anyways, it makes you better. Right? So
it does. It builds belief. It creates an opportunity and environment for you to allow yourself to be empowered and to overcome some of those obstacles that have been holding you back.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
you ready?
Yeah, Jay. Who do we have on the podcast?
I tell you what, we have a really unique opportunity here. It was pretty fun. I love the Renatus instructor group, and this individual put his hand in the air and has presented himself not only to be competent, to be organized, and to be very ready. He is the most prepared guest that I think we've ever had.
I can say
on the
for sure
Jam.
that we've ever had.
He is not only a competent professional in his area, but he covers an area that could affect any successful real estate investor at any time. And I know what one of my first questions is going to be as soon as he comes out, but I am truly honored to bring out to our show today Mr. Scott Saunders. Scott,
welcome to the podcast, Scott.
Great to be with you guys. Really excited to be here today.
right on. Well, I really appreciate your being here as well. And Matt, can I take the first question? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. I just got to ask. So you cover 1031 exchanges in the Renatus education lineup. And I just got to ask, how did you dodge that bullet? Because I know you must have some pretty powerful friends in Washington this past year, because there was talk about canceling 1031 exchanges all around.
Yeah, you almost got canceled.
Don't say that.
Let me tell you though. Yeah, there was no cancellation. I'll tell you what. I was actually part of a handful of people that we put in a time to move the needle on that. So there's a national trade organization known as the Federation of Exchange Accommodators. So those are all qualified intermediary companies. And I'm in the Government Affairs Committee, and we met with 65 different people in Congress and the Senate on the Senate Finance Committee and House Ways and Means. And really what we did is we moved the needle. We educated them and said, look, taking away exchanges, putting a cap on it is going to hurt the economy. It's going to result in less real estate transactions. It's going to result in less jobs. And as we're coming out of a pandemic that, whacked real estate in some areas, particularly commercial, the last thing you want to do is slow down transactional activity. So
right.
A lot of them, this time it happened to be, we were talking to more Democrats or Republicans. It always kind of looks attractive, right? It doesn't matter which party. It looks like an easy pay for, easy way to bring in some more revenue. But we really rolled up our sleeves and spent a lot of time as an industry just educating them. And we found as they learned that this would actually hurt constituents, it would hurt businesses, it would hurt farmers, ranchers, landowners, realtors, real estate investors. And look at everybody else up and down the food chain, right? Title companies, people that, the county recorder would see less recordings. There's a lot of transactional activity that would have been hurt. So we were able to move the needle. We're pretty happy. That took a lot of effort, but we got the job done. And knock on wood, hopefully they don't come after us, for a few more years again.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I'm almost embarrassed to admit this was like the third time that I've ever written to my politicians was because of this. I wrote them these emails and I made phone calls because I was like, what are we doing? I don't see any upside to this.
Stops the world from moving round, right? Like this 1031 exchanges are involved in so much that it's like this would I mean that's what the way I see it. It would kill the economy. And so it's like, what is the upside here?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been around for 100 years in the code. So it's gone through boom economies, slow economies. It helps the small investor, right, leverage up and grow their portfolio. It helps businesses relocate and expand, right? We see companies going to Tennessee and Texas. Well, a lot of those business owners exchange, and now they're going to have a growing business. It's a 1031. It would have been a huge hit, across the economy. It really would have been a big deal if it happened.
Yeah. Would you say that it's fair? The way I kind of look at a 1031 exchange is it's an encouragement to build and build bigger, right? So that as you go from one investment to the next, you're looking to upgrade, so that you're creating more business, creating more opportunity. Is that kind of how you look at 1031s, or how do you look at 1031 exchanges like that?
I would say very similarly. I'd say an exchange allows you to improve your return on investment, right? You got a lot of equity in one property. Now you can sell the one asset, maybe your first purchase, you leverage it and you buy 3 replacement properties. So now you've got 3 more properties to appreciate, 3 times the cash flow, more assets to depreciate. Then in 5 years, you come out of those 3 and you go into 9 replacement properties. So yeah, I would say you're improving your rate of return, you're scaling. And sometimes people even do things like improvement exchanges where you might improve an asset or build something new from scratch, bring it out of the ground with 1031 exchange money. So lots of opportunities out there.
So I'm curious, do you see anything on the horizon that will threaten 1031 exchanges?
Right now, we are good. We had that threat last year in Biden's proposal, but at the moment, we see nothing right now that'll threaten it. Now, I'm going to give you a caveat. 1031, it becomes an attractive target because some people perceive that it's something that only the rich benefit from. That's where we get in trouble from, right? The Donald Trumps of the world, the big multimillionaires. The reality is, I'm speaking to you here from our office in California. It's generally small investors, right? An investor has one single family rental, and they're going to buy two more. And maybe they'll end up having four, or they'll go up into a smaller, but it's not always the big investor doing commercial real estate. It's generally a pathway for the first time investor to just take that equity, redeploy it, and kind of start growing their portfolio. And a lot of people, they have no aim to own massive amounts of commercial real estate. They're happy having a portfolio of, 10, 15, 20 single family homes. That might be their end game in some areas.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
Go ahead.
I have one more question. Right. So I'm wondering what the 1031 market looks like now.
Well, it's a great question. And I've been doing this, just to give you a little context, I've been doing this since 1988. So 30 plus years in the 1031 industry. I have never seen a 1031 market with more activity than we just had in the last year and what we're experiencing now. So all that appreciation that we saw, that resulted in investors that even if they owned an asset for a year or two, they might have seen that property go up 20, 30%. Oh, yeah. And certainly if somebody was on a property for 5 or 10 years, it's gone up, it's doubled in value. And so right now across the country, real estate investors that are big or small, they've got tremendous gain. And so they're going to face a choice. They sell it, they're going to get whacked with taxes, right? They've got 4 potential taxes that can hit them, or they can use this thing called a 1031 exchange, defer all the taxes into the future and pay no taxes and buy more real estate. So it's a pretty attractive option. And I think when people look at what their tax bill is going to be, I think the reason it's driving this is they go, wow, I thought I made a lot of money in the property, but if I sell it and I have to pay all these taxes, I'm not going to be able to keep as much, right? I made this much profit, but I'll only keep this much after tax. So that's really what's driving a lot of the activity.
So you said you've been in the exchange market for 30 plus years, which is crazy because looking at you, I would have guessed, 35, but I doubt you got it into this as a 5-year-old. So quick question then, how did you get started? Why did you go here? What drove you to this area, this niche market?
That's a great question, actually. I got out of school. I had a background in business economics and really love economics. And I wanted to get involved in real estate. And a friend of a friend introduced me to somebody that was a very successful investor who owned this little company in Los Gatos, California that did exchanges. I had no idea what a 1031 exchange was. I just wanted to learn about real estate from somebody who had done it and was successful. So I literally kind of out of the blue knocked on the door, and I was a small company at the time, kind of growing, and said, I'm here to learn. And then back then we didn't even have regulations. Like, it was the Wild West when I got going. And now I find it is it's a powerful niche, right? It's a fun niche to be involved in because most people want to build wealth, right? They want to grow cash flow. They want to grow their base of assets. And the 1031 is just the perfect vehicle in real estate to do that. And, you look at all the other things out there, right? Crypto or this and that. We got a tool with real estate that's unique that allows anybody to go in, and you can scale, right? I can go with single families. I go to multifamily. I can go to shopping centers. I can go to industrial, triple net lease. So there are just tons of options to kind of grow and adjust the portfolio over time. So it's been a fun niche. It's really been this has been my only career. It's the only thing I've done are 1031 exchanges as a qualified intermediary, but it's been a blast.
That's awesome. So this is going to reveal a little bit of my ignorance here, but you just said you can actually 1031, you can exchange from a single family home rental into commercial. I didn't realize you could cross that line.
Yeah. So the term with real estate, it's called like kind property. So it's got to be a property either held for investment or you use it in your business, and you have to exchange it for another property held for investment or used in a business. But it's not one, there's that misconception that maybe raw land for raw land or single family for single family. Totally not true. When you look at like kind, as long as you hold it for investment, or you've used it in your business, right? So if I'm a business owner and I own my little retail center, I can go to a retail center and do an apartment complex because one's business, one's investment, but that's both considered like kind. It's very, very broad. To kind of expand upon that, you talk about single family to commercial. We do exchanges on all sorts of things. In New York City, we do exchanges literally on air, what's called an air right,
Right.
transferable development right, water rights, a vacation home that's held for investment can qualify. So instead of it being really a narrow niche, it's really, really broad, the types of real estate to qualify. Basically, any type of real property, if you hold it for investment or business use, can be exchanged for any other held for investment or business use.
Wow. So this may be a very simple question that takes a lot longer to explain. So if it's too complex, I get it, and you just say, yeah, that refer to the class on that. But is there like a time criteria involved with how long you have to hold an investment before you can exchange it, or how often you could exchange the same money through different investments, or are there time criterias wrapped around that?
Yeah, yeah. There's some. I'll give you some perspective. So this is a common question. How long do I have to hold something before it's considered held for investment? Here's the simple answer on that. There is no time period at all. There's no defined period of time that you have to hold it to be held for investment. Now, with that being said, many CPAs, tax and legal advisors would say a year or more, right? That would be fairly conservative, a year to two, but it's not required. What it really comes down to are your unique facts and circumstances, right? If you bought a property and your intent was to hold it for long-term investment and maybe there was a change somewhere along the way that you couldn't foresee, that could be a reason why you're going to sell the property. And what you can't do, so let's maybe approach it the other way. You can't do a fix and flip in a 1031. So if I buy an asset, get it at wholesale, fix it up, flip it, I make a profit on it, but because that's held for sale, not long-term investment, I can't do a 1031 exchange. So if you just think about it, what's my intent? Is my intent to flip it and turn it around for the short-term profit? That's excluded. But if my intent is to hold for long-term investment, generally rental income, and that's really my intent, you've got a good chance of being able to have that qualify for a 1031 exchange. So is that a simple enough answer?
Oh
That wasn't
yeah.
too long of an answer.
No,
It
that was
is. That was great.
perfect. I'm curious. What we cater to a whole spectrum of different investors, right? We have those people that are just learning, those people that are one or two deals in, and then those people that are veteran. What advice would you give somebody who is just getting started about what to keep in mind as they're building, and how to build with the intent to utilize this exchange mechanism, this tool?
Yeah. I would say first off, don't, taxes are the biggest destroyer of wealth, right? Just in general. So take advantage of any legitimate tax incentives in the code. So I would say if you're starting off and you've got one single family home and you scrape together a down payment and that's it, be really careful to guard that equity. And that's why the exchange would allow you to exchange out of that one home. Maybe you buy two more properties. Don't be intimidated by something, from the tax code or a name. The process, and you see in the training that I've done in the past, it's fairly straightforward. I go through all the rules and time requirements and everything involved. Don't be intimidated by it. Realize that it's a tool that's out there that can really, I tell people that do exchanges, they're going to end up with so much more real estate 10, 15, 20 years down the road than somebody who buys an investment, pays all the taxes, and then redeploys it. It doesn't make any sense. If your goal is to build wealth with real estate, you want to keep exchanging over and over and over. I'll give you an example. I will never sell my properties. I did 2 exchanges personally last year, and I've got a decent portfolio. I can 10 different states, and I just going to keep exchanging over and over. Now, I might consolidate down the road, right? I might roll them all into maybe one location somewhere down the road for convenience. So the nature of my investment might change, but you don't want to pay taxes if you've got a vehicle that allows you to not pay that, keep your money working for you. Really, it's kind of a gift. Think of it like a 401k. You just you're not paying the taxes now, and you get to redeploy that over and over and over.
Gotcha. So as far as utilizing the 1031 exchange, I don't have to necessarily start a transaction with that in mind. Meaning, when I bought my first rental house, I don't have to be thinking, "Oh yeah, I gotta build this specifically towards the 1031." It's more when I go to sell that property that I need to start taking steps. Then, is that correct?
Absolutely. So an exchange only comes into play when you're going to sell it, dispose of an asset. So during the ownership, you don't have to have the intent at the beginning. Now, when you go to sell it, what I would recommend you do is you first just contact your CPA. What's my tax hit going to be? And in today's world, because of depreciation, recapture, capital gain taxes, the net investment income tax, state taxes, you'll find out that that's a lot of money that's going to be gobbled up in taxes. So now your choice is either sell and pay all the taxes, or do something called a 1031 exchange, pay no taxes, and go out and buy a lot more real estate. So to me, it's a no-brainer. It's very obvious. If you like real estate as an asset class, why would you ever sell and pay taxes when you've got a way to redeploy and defer that and kick the can down the road essentially forever? You keep kicking the can down the road.
Yeah. It's such a cool vehicle, such a cool opportunity that I'm sure that so many people are just not even aware of. That it just makes it another powerful lineup in the Renatus Education stable.
But I was thinking, yeah, absolutely.
That's really cool. So Scott, if people wanted to get a hold of you personally to glean from your experience and maybe to use your company, how would they do that? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah. Easy, a couple of ways. Website's apiexchange.com. So that's the website with a lot of information. My personal number is 888-531-1031. Pretty easy one to remember. And my email is, you like that, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And my email is just my name, Scott, at apiexchange.com. And, if somebody wants to just reach out, a lot of times you don't have to have a 1031 exchange to reach out and ask questions. I think it's wise to get ahead of the curve a little bit, prepare. So if you've just got questions and want to know about the process, the time deadlines, the rules, reach out well in advance. And, I'd be more than happy to, answer questions from anybody within the Renatus network and be a value-added resource to everybody that's involved.
That's awesome. It is clear. It's been clear to me just listening to you talk on this podcast how competent you are, how experienced you are, and how you're unafraid of really moving forward in a powerful way with the 1031 exchange tool. And so I hope that everybody on the line can see you as that resource and will take advantage of that, because you're a wealth of knowledge. I don't know what I was expecting, but this was a phenomenal call. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Scott.
Great being with you guys. Yeah, thanks a ton. Been great being with you.
Right on. Well, thanks for being on the line with us. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Andrew James, who's our line producer, who's been with us today. And we will be back with you next Wednesday for an all-new Renatus Jam.
Yep. Not in Mexico.
Not in Mexico. We'll be here in the studio with you.
Love you all.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Renatus rocks.